Alright, everyone, so I've kind of put it off long enough, but this is the second part of my little, we're gonna call it look into what Biden actually said the other day. Mm. And just pretty much my thoughts on the matter, which are right because I have hyper intelligence. Okay, not really, I don't, but I can actually look at what someone actually said and not what I want them to have said, because if they say what I want them to say, then what I say about them is true. But if they say what they actually did say, then what I say about them is in fact not true, which means, surprise, surprise, I may be mistaken. It's so rare. Okay, but anyways, getting to my point, to the point of the matter. I'm gonna talk about the assault weapons law that Biden's pushing through or would like to see done, and really exactly what that means. Not so much of what it means in the sense of what weapons are considered assault weapons. We can any one person on YouTube can pick me up, and we can probably sit here argue that point back and forth for hours on end, and still be nowhere closer to a consensus. But I can give you a rough idea on what he said, a rough idea on what he means, a rough idea on a little bit of the history. And by the history, I mean we're going to say the past 1994. Okay, well, first off, there is, like I said, he's trying to push forth what's being called a ban on assault weapons, which really call it what you want, doesn't matter. We're just going to call it the law. But pretty much, there's back in 1994, and I don't expect a lot of people to remember this, but at the time, President Reagan, a man attempted to assassinate him. For the love of God, I do not remember his name. It's not important to my little story here. But anywho's wits, the guy didn't assassinate him, but he did nick and kill his. Well, he either winged him or he killed him. It was his press secretary, I believe, something Brady. So that more or less brought forth the Brady Bill, which it took. Honestly, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Biden actually had a hand in creating that. So, and it took him until 1994. I'm going to say, roughly speaking, 7 to 8 years to make this up. Once again, roughly speaking, you can correct me on that because we all know the internet is full of opinionated people who are often wrong. So I know you will. But anyways, so within that bill there was a pretty much an assault weapon ban. The original one, the ban lasted 10 years, and really it wasn't so much to prevent a lot of crimes as it was to make police officers feel safer within their own minds. The fact of the matter is, with that ban in place as it was significantly less likely that if a cop were responding to we're gonna say domestic violence, that's simple cop response to that, there's significantly less chance he's gonna come up and there's gonna be a guy walking out with an AR-15 fully automatic, loaded and ready to commit suicide by cop. I mean, there's still about a million different ways to do it, but the point still stands. That's what it did more of than anything else. And the FBI and a bunch of people do have statistics that say, we're going to say assault weapons, assault rifles, whatever. Like I said, not getting into that definition, but honestly, they account for maybe at most on a bad year 5%. And I am talking on a very bad year. But anyway, so the point is, what he's doing doesn't solve the problem, but he still wants to see it done because it helps. And that's just what I got to say about this. Next time, we're talking about the current law.